Hello, friends from the comic book and manga world. My name is G,
And I'm Hector.
and we're here for the April 8th, 2024 FOC. Hector and I, we work for Penguin Random House, so the titles that you'll see today are those that we can sell around the world. Aside from this YouTube channel, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter X at Pure H International Comics, where we'll post our news and updates on there. So definitely subscribe, check us out on those, give us a follow. And we'll go over our picks for this FOC. Definitely comment down below on what you're interested in picking up as well. So we'll go ahead and get started with our picks. And first up is actually me. Uh, and I'm such a huge fan of the of this run of Fantastic Four, and we have issue number 20. And this one we have a Alex Ross cover, and as you can tell from the cover, we have Ben and Johnny accidentally discovering that they're working at the same place for their part-time job. I just love how like the scanner
Yeah,
it's just like it's almost as it's like it's a weapon.
yeah.
Like a
Makes me
laser
think
gun.
of Cyclops for some reason, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I just love it. It's just like
yeah.
just superheroes just doing normal things
And I
and
love their very bored faces too. Like
yeah.
you can tell
But then
they're
you know it's not
extremely
gonna go
bored.
well. Like
Of
they're
course not.
both
Of course not.
employees,
Yeah,
coworkers.
exactly.
It's just a really cool cover, so I had to mention it.
Yes. Very neat. And next one is one of my picks. This is Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider #1 by Jenny Frison, and of course, amazing Jenny Frison. I mean, I know G and I both love Jenny Frison a lot, and this is such a classic her, and I love that she got to do Spider-Gwen. Very beautiful, and there's regular with trade dress cover, but it's also a virgin version, 1 in 100. And yeah, I don't know if there's anything else we can say. It's Jenny Prison. What else can we say? It's so beautiful, and the colors are amazing and are perfect. And this is a big issue, obviously, because it's the first issue of her ongoing series where she's now officially at the 616 universe. So check it out, definitely.
Mhm. All right, next up, Spider-Man: Shadow of the Green Goblin. This is issue number 2 by Julian Totino, Tedesco variant. This is a 1 and 25. This one we have the return of Proto Goblin. So much abs. And
Yeah,
then I just love it. Say cheese.
yeah, so cool.
It's so cool getting a close-up shot. This is amazing.
Yeah.
It's just yeah, it's just I don't know how to suggest it. It's
It's
so
such a
good.
Spidey, Peter
Spidey.
Parker Spidey type of thing. Yes.
Mhm, mhm.
Perfect. Quirky. And next is Masters of the Universe, Revolution #1. This is the cover B by Tyler Buss. And first of all, this series is a prequel, if you didn't know, to the Netflix animated series, and it's 3 issues only. And it's written by Tim Sheridan, Rob David, Ted Biaselli, but it's also illustrated by Daniel HDR. I love that he abbreviated his last name, who's a very well known Brazilian artist. So we know that the art inside of this is going to be extremely cool. And then there's Tyler Boss and his cover, which is so beautiful. And this is the kind of art that you see from that he has done in the past. Um, if you haven't seen his other art, he's done a lot of art for for Dark Horse and some of the other independents. He recently did a cover. I don't know if we picked it for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Stranger Things crossover, where they're like in New York see these subway trains, and they're fighting on top and inside, and the turtles and the kids from Stranger Things are in there, and the colors and the shades from it are very similar to this. Uh, and I think that's it. It's an amazing, amazing cover. You see Skeletor in the background, and you see He-Man in the front. And like I said, it's a prequel to the TV series, so it's gonna deal with the sort of the beginnings of both Skeletor and He-Man. So check it out, definitely.
And then I have Edge of Spider-Verse. This is issue number 2, but this is the Kari Andrews second printing. This is 1
Yeah.
and 25. So if you missed out on the first printing, you have another chance, and this is a beautiful cover at bat. So we'll
Yes.
have like a horror story of a spooky man.
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of first appearances here. Again, if you missed out on the first printing, you could check it out again here with like Gloomy, Sailors in this one, Dr.
Yeah.
Puss. I love these names. But I love the like Burton-esque
Yeah.
Halloween
Exactly.
cover. It's
Good
really,
for it.
really,
Yes.
really cool. In the classic Carrie Andrews style. So
Yeah. Mhm. I was going to say the moon looks very cool too, by the way. But anyway,
mhm. Oh,
next
I
up
want to
is
go
this.
back really quick.
Yeah,
I'm
go
sorry.
back.
I had to mention I love the gravestone that says mom.
Oh, I didn't
And then
notice that.
underneath it, I think it says too soon. I
Oh
just had to
wow.
point that out.
Okay, cool. I completely missed that. So next up is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Untold Destiny of the Foot Clan number 3. Right, this is a retail incentive variant 1 in 10, and is by Santos. And it's just such a beautiful piece of art. I'm sorry, I don't know the names of these characters on the cover, but they look extremely cool. And I love how you have these spirits maybe flying around them, and you have the main character on the bottom, just like with her katana out, ready to fight. And the spirits, they're kind of like ghostly, but also they look a little bit demony and maybe dragon looking. But I also love that the colors of this, they match with the orange on the logo, with a little bit of the background and some of the accessories, and then everything else is basically gray and gray really and black. Um, and just the way that the artist played with this art is amazing. It's very good, very cool.
All right, so for our piece of
Yeah.
news, I'm very much excited for this. This is a trailer drop, the official trailer for Medalist.
Hmm.
And the release date for that anime adaptation, they said dropping in 2025, so we still have time for it. But
Yeah.
you can pick up the manga, the volume 1 listed here. There is also the poster image, but the one in English is the one with the volume 1. We have the volume 2 coming out next month in May to also look out for. Um, I think this will do very well. Just
Yeah.
based on the content alone, I just I can't imagine anyone not loving this. It's a story about this little girl who's 11 years old, but she is considered old when it comes to getting into professional figure skating because those kids start very, very young.
Hmm.
So the fact that she's 11, it's kind of there's a lot of people are saying it's too late for her, which is insane to me because she's so young as it is. And so she has an added challenge because her sister was really like was part of that career path, but getting into professional figure skating is very difficult, and her sister's dream failed. And because of the aftermath of her dream being crushed, her mother is very hesitant to have her other daughter, her second daughter, go through the similar experience. So, very adamant about not getting her involved in skating, but she does
Yeah.
everything that she can because she loves the sport so much to practice on her own and there's only so much that you could do on your own. And so she runs into this coach, where he's more of a, like, he's a competitive like
Skater.
athlete,
Yeah.
skater himself, but he's on the brink of sort of retiring or stepping out of
Yeah.
that. He's like kind of like on that edge right there, and he runs into this very passionate 11-year-old girl who kind of reinvigorates his spirit and his love for the sport. And then both of them are dedicated to like team up as a duo and try to prove everyone wrong, that she is not too old, that she can do this. And so her aim is getting to the Olympics. And so it's just like a
Yeah.
really all-inspiring, heartwarming. If you just look at the trailer
Yeah.
itself, you could just tell there's just so much heart and passion into this. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and they do a really good job on the trailer already. You can tell they're gonna do a really good job of animating the skating scenes, which is obviously very important for this kind of thing. And obviously, this is typical underdog sports kind of story. But I was gonna say, as soon as when we talked about this title since it was announced, and we talked
Yeah.
about it because also it won a couple of awards and recognition in Japan. But um, as soon as I heard the story of it, it really transported me back, being a kid from the 80s. About in the 80s and 90s, for some reason, there was a lot of media. There was a lot of movies and a lot of t-shirts that dealt with skating and figure skating. And me coming from Puerto Rico, where we don't really do ice skating, um, I don't know why it was like I'm always attracted to that kind of story. And I kept I as you're talking and then describing the story right now, I go through my head all these stories and movies that have been out. I do remember the Ice Princess, and it's kind of similar thing, like where she's a little bit too old to be an ice skater. And there's also one. There's a bunch of them. You look them up. I'm sure they're available to stream somewhere. And also, I wanted to mention, obviously, this is coming in 2025, the anime, but obviously the manga is going to keep coming out and all that. And remember, 2026, the Winter Olympics, and whenever the Winter Olympics come around, it's huge.
Mhm.
So I think the fandom for this can be very good. And also, I think even though it doesn't have the same sort of background story exactly, but it is a little bit. It's going to be for fans of Yuri on Ice and then things like that that are have very huge following
Yeah, and then
because of the sport.
we haven't had an ice skating one since Yuri on Ice, from
I don't think so.
my remembrance for that, and those
Yeah,
fans have been wanting something.
yeah,
So it's not
exactly.
exactly, it's not that, but
It's not exactly
it's
the
it's
same, but it
yeah.
does have that
Mhm.
element, and it has that sort of be number one, even though you're the underdog. Try to be the best that you can be, but also that underdog story. And the ice skating. Like I said,
Mhm.
I mean, for me, the most impressive thing was to see the ice skating scenes, the little that they show on the trailer. They look amazing.
Mhm.
So I think that's very important.
Yeah.
So read up before it comes out in anime for sure.
Yes. And that's it for this week. As always, Hector and I really enjoy doing this on a week-to-week basis, so definitely come back for more next week. And yeah, as mentioned below or before, below, I'll link our social media sites so you have access to them there. And again, definitely comment below. Let us know if these titles were interesting to you or what you're thinking about picking up. So that's it. Bye, everyone.
Bye.